Are you ready to turn your Excel spreadsheets into a powerful stock market tool? In this video, I'm going to show you how to effortlessly track and analyze stock data using Excel's stock history function and the data type feature. Stick around, and by the end of this tutorial, you will be pro at managing your investments right from your Excel workbook. Welcome back to Excel with Satty, your go-to channel for mastering Excel and boosting your productivity. I'm Satty, and today we are diving into a fantastic feature in Excel that can help you keep a close eye on your stock portfolio. Whether you are an experienced investor or just getting started, Excel's stock history function and the data type feature can provide you with the tools you need to make informed decisions. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the data type feature in Excel. This feature allows you to convert plain text into rich data types like stocks, which gives you easy access to live stock information. It turns simple text into connected, structured data, making it easier to analyze and work with complex data sets. Here's how you can use it. For our example, I have listed few stock names here, and we are going to select the stock names, go to data, data type, and click stock. If you notice, a simple text can be converted into a stock names or the stock recognizable names. And you will find a question mark for a couple of stocks, which indicates that it gives us an option to choose the exchange. For Nestle, let us choose Swiss Exchange, and for Wipro, let's choose National Stock Exchange of India. You will notice there is a small icon that is added denoting that it is a data type. You can use Ctrl Shift 5 or just click on the icon to have a detail of that particular stock. You could see the price details, the ticker symbol, the last traded time, and you will also see the currency details. Now let's add few details that we want to see. You will also notice a small icon appearing on top. You can click on it and you will notice list of items that can be extracted from this data type. For example, we can get the name, and let's look at the currency, bring in the price details. We'll also bring in the PE details. We'll also bring in the volume and the year it was incorporated, and we'll also bring in some details about the company, the descriptions. So we pretty much have almost not every other information, but we have the basic information that we need to look at. And you will also notice the stock from Swiss, the stock from India, the stock from US, every other detail is listed along with their currency details. And you will also know the volume, the year that it got incorporated. You could also use a formula, let's say equal to, choose this stock name, and you will see a small drop down appears with a list of options that can be extracted from this data type. Let's look at, for example, the change percentage, and you will have that detail. However, the column name is not automatically updated. Let's probably update it for our reference. Now we are able to extract the details from the stock exchange, as in the respective stock exchange. However, if you notice, there is a disclaimer that appears automatically which says financial market information is provided as is and not for professional or trading purposes or advice. And you will also wonder where is this information is getting extracted from. Click on this icon on the extreme left. It's going to give us where is this information is getting extracted from. This is powered by Definitive. Alright, now we know how to extract stock information using data types, and this can be refreshed probably every 5 minutes or 5 seconds. Let's go to data type, refresh settings, and you click on this option and it will say automatically every 5 minutes, or you could also change it to manual, or you could also change it to on file open. I'm just leaving it to automatically every 5 minutes. Alright, next let's dive into stock history function. This powerful function allows you to retrieve historical stock data directly into your Excel workbook. It's great for analyzing past performance and trends. Here's how you can use it. Before that, let's understand the function. The syntax for stock history is equals stock history, stock, comma, start date, comma, end date, comma, interval, comma, headers, comma, property 0, comma, property 1, comma, property 2, comma, property 3, comma, property 4, comma, property 5, and close the bracket. If you look at the syntax, the first stock refers to the stock ticker symbol, which refers to each stock in respective stock exchanges. And the next one is the start date. This helps us to convey the earliest date from which the data has to be retrieved. End date. End date is an optional field. This gives us an idea until what date the data has to be retrieved. The next one is the interval. We could specify the interval of data that has to be extracted. It can be a weekly, monthly, or daily. The next one is the headers. If you look at the headers, there are only two options, or rather three options, which is no headers, one with headers, and option 2 shows the headers with the identifier, instrument identifier. And the next one is the property 0 to property 5. This gives us an option to retrieve the data like the date, closing price, opening price, the highest price, the lowest price, the volume on a given date. Now let's jump into it. Here, for example, I'm gonna say the end date is gonna be today, so that when we open this spreadsheet every day, this data gets refreshed automatically. Alright, so the stock name we are going to look at is Microsoft. And the stock ticker symbol is MSFT. Alright, now let's write a formula. Equals stock history, select the stock name, which is the ticker symbol, comma, stop date, comma, the end date, comma, the interval. It's going to be a daily interval, comma, headers. Yes, we would want to see it with the headers. 1, comma, and the properties. So what details are we gonna look for or extract it? Yes, we are gonna extract all the details. So let's say 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. Let's close the bracket and hit enter. You will see all the data has been retrieved for the Microsoft stock, starting from 1st of January till 5th of August, and you will see it over here. Now let's make some changes to the interval. So interval, instead of 0, let's make it to 1, which is weekly, and hit enter. You will see the dates that appear based on the formula that we write, and we could also change that to a monthly interval, and you will see the changes appearing automatically. One powerful approach is to combine both stock history function and the data type feature. This allows you to analyze historical trends while keeping an eye on the latest stock performance. Let's do that. So I have the stock names here listed, and let me make sure we have the details. All right, correct. Now let's do the same activity. Select the stocks, go to data, say stock, and you will have the stock names. And let's write a formula here with reference to the stock names. And we need the last traded time, we need the volume, we need the currency equals this one dot currency, we need the price dot price, we need the change, okay, and the change percentage, okay. We are also going to calculate the maximum price, the average price, the minimum price, the volatility, and the trend using the stock history function. To do that, let's write our formula here. And I have the start date and end date listed over here. Equals to this stock history. Choose the Microsoft stock, comma, and let's choose the start date, freeze it, comma, end date, freeze it, comma, it's going to be a daily, comma, we don't need the headers, so it's going to be 0, comma, we need the date and the closing price, so it's going to be 0, comma 1, and close the bracket. If you notice, we have the information here. Now let's transpose this data. Press F2 and then add the transpose function. Now we have the data, and you can scroll towards your right and it keeps going towards your right side. Now let's write a formula, because today function is gonna retrieve the data as of today. However, when we open the Excel spreadsheet tomorrow, we might have an additional column appearing. So every day there's going to be an increase in column. It has to be dynamic based on the range that is being appearing every day. So let's write a formula. So I have a formula here which gives me the range. So my range is from column Q to column BO, and this will change based on the extraction. Alright, let's write a max function to see the maximum price for Microsoft. Max of indirect, and we're going to choose this. Okay, this is the maximum price we have. However, if you notice, there are ref error appearing because we do not have any data here, and we are going to do that for other stock as well. Meanwhile, let's complete the first one. Again, the average price is average indirect, and choose the range. And for minimum as well, minimum indirect, the same cell. Okay, to find the volatility, we are going to use the standard deviation formula. So indirect, let's format it a little bit better. Let's reduce the decimal points to 1, and let's also bring in the stock historical data for other stocks. Stock history, and we're going to choose Nestle. Let's not choose that, instead let's say B8, and probably freeze column B, comma, the start date is going to be the same, the end date is going to be the same, and it is also the daily data that we are going to extract, and we do not want the headers. And now we are not going to use 0 and 1, instead we are going to use just 1, since that we need only the price details, since we already have the date on the top. Let's make few edits here. Let's freeze C2 and also C3, because the start date and the end date is not going to change, and we are going to add transpose function so that the data is same as the Microsoft data. So now we have that details, and we're going to copy this formula and paste it to the other cells as well. All right. Okay, so Citibank has some issues with the data, so instead of Citibank, let's bring in another bank. Okay, and say okay, let's choose this HDFC Bank. All right, now you have this data there. Let's copy this formula to the other cells as well. Great. If you notice, all other data have populated automatically. Let's kind of make some edits to the data so that it looks better while viewing. And I'm going to extend this trend. Right. Now, let's look at the trend for each of the graphs. Let's go to Insert, Spark Lines, and the data range is going to be this one. Click OK, and highest point, the lowest point has to be there, and yep, bingo, you have that. So I'm going to do that for the other stocks as well. Let's hide this, and probably we can also hide this column as well. So now you should be able to look at the stock data as of today and the historical trends. The highest and the lowest points have been highlighted for reference. That's it for today's tutorial on using the stock history function and the data type feature in Excel to track and analyze stock data. With these tools, you can turn your Excel sheets into a comprehensive stock market analysis platform. If you found this video helpful, make sure to share with your friends, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Thank you for watching and happy investing.